Okay, Monday, 8th of April, 2024. So, handling a windfall of cash, a nice lump sum of cash. So, first of all, congratulations for earning a nice lump of cash just like that. Probably didn't take much effort, like physically, apart from mentally and taking the risk and the determination, the conviction, whatever else. Fine, very nice. Which are good qualities and skills to have: conviction and ability to do stuff, tenacity to do things in life. Powerful. But you got the cash, what to do with it? Now, different schools of thought. Some would say, of course, pay off debt. Pay off debt, which is it's an idea, by all means, nothing wrong with that. But what you really shouldn't do is spend it on frivolous things, toys or holidays or whatever else, or holidays where you're doing nothing, basically, on leisure or a new car, things like that. Don't be doing that. Because this money is a nice lump of cash, but when's the next lump of cash going to come? When and where and how? Well, we don't know. Exactly, that uncertainty, we don't know. So this lump of cash you want to protect as much as possible. Ideally, store it somewhere, save it. Now that's another conversation. Put it somewhere. I know precisely where, but that's another conversation. Keep it, hold on to it, because you don't know when you're going to get this lump sum of cash again. Because the problem you get is there's no forecastability, there's no predictability. You might get the same amount of cash a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 10 years from now. We don't know. It's that unpredictability which is the first problem. You don't know when you're going to get it. So this money, ideally, you hold on to it, and ideally, you don't spend it for 6 or so months. And that's something I heard years ago, and it's a nice little principle that I like to stick on to and to follow, because it gives you time to think and ponder and plan and dream and desire and strategize. Because now you've got the money in your hand, in a bank account, wherever, not so much on a profit and loss spreadsheet on a broker, whatever, or an exchange. It's actually physically here. It's realized gains. Now you can start to think strategically what to do with it. And ideally, you don't spend that. You spend the money from the job, from the income elsewhere, because that money is much more predictable, much more scalable, much more forecastable. This one is who knows when, once in a blue moon. So we need to prize it and treasure it and guard it, guard it enviously and protect it, because you don't know when you're going to get it again. Very nice. Now, this stuff happens in the crypto space, wherever else, here and there. There's all kinds of ways it can happen. Does it mean that you should go and try and do it again? That's your decision. But understand that you do not want to get genius mixed up with a bull market. Genius mixed up with a bull market. That's important, because maybe it went up by chance, by fluke. It's possible, by all means. Not always, because of... It's worth understanding that these things, it would have gone up because of things out of your control. Just the market, the way that it's going in general. That's it. And I've seen this before. So it's worthwhile then taking money while you can, because there's another interesting concept, and nice little idiom, so to speak, in trading, in finance, or whatever else, is greedy pigs get slaughtered. Greedy pigs get slaughtered. Meaning it goes up, you buy at this price, it goes up and up and up, and you think, oh, my target is to sell here. But it's going up and it's surpassed that price. Oh, it's going to go higher, 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 higher. You're getting greedy. Take those gains. Crystallize those gains. Take the money off the table. Even if it's the house's money, where you're taking the amount you put in, so all the rest is just profit. There's no risk, so to speak. But, why not everything? Because one interesting thing I learned from someone I know, let's say, he said that when the market is going up, because of reasons you don't understand. When you don't understand the fundamentals, the dynamics of the market, then you don't know why the prices are going up. If you don't know why the prices are going up, then that's the reason to leave. And I've seen that in times and places over the past few years. Why is this going up? This is going there. What's happening here? I don't know. Take the gains. TTMR, that's something I was told and taught about 10 odd years ago, 8 years ago, whatever, when I was learning briefly how to trade Forex from this trader. I remember his face vaguely, but name can't forget at all. I remember in London, Elephant Castle, I remember. No, Imperial Wharf. That's another conversation. Imperial Wharf. And he was saying TTMR, take the money and run. I agree. Because that principle, once I had a trade going on a couple of years ago, and it went from, I bought it here, went all the way up to there, but I sold I sold near the top, great timing, but I didn't sell everything. That was unfortunate because I thought the price would continue to go up and up and up. But I learned since then, and recently, a few months ago, immaterial when, there was another trade that went through. I got a hot tip, whatever, and I knew at this point to TTMR. Nice. And the percentages were good. Because other thing to consider with these trades is if the percentage, you spend this much, but you get this much, that's good. Crystallize it. Even if the next day or next month the price goes up to here, that's uncertainty. Now, of course, you might regret it. Oh, I could have made, whatever. But that's risk, that's uncertainty. And besides, looking at it purely mathematical, and as a trader, you put this much money in, you put that much money in, but you got this much out. In nominal terms, in aggregate, in percentages, that's a good trade. TTMR, take the money and run. Don't think too much about it. Take the TTMR. Now, it might go up, but it doesn't matter because this is crystallized gains. Crystallized, you've got it in your hand, as opposed to what could be, maybe, coulda, shoulda, woulda. No, this is it. Very nice. And any trader will tell you, you spend this much, you earn that much. That is an amazing trade. Take the money and run. TTMR, no questions asked. Very important. That's nice. So another thing in the market worth understanding is there's a nice little concept of catch a falling knife. Can you catch a falling knife? Basically, can you time the market, which is what we just talked about? Can you time the market when the knife is falling without getting hurt, without touching the blade, without touching the sharp end? Sharp end or the handle. It's falling. What are you going to do? You can't really time it. So crystallize the gains and take it and TTMR. And then you hold on to it, you think, you be strategic, you don't spend it on frivolous toys, nonsense, things you might later regret, or things that are going to cost you more money. It's going to cost you a monthly expense or monthly liability, because now you're just adding to your monthly expenses when your income, for example, is just this occasional burst of cash, as opposed to a predictable, forecastable, that's important, predictable and forecastable income. You're earning this much per month or per year, whatever. Okay, we know what the budget is. Don't spend more than this much, that much, the rest. And hold on to it and think. Don't jump into these things. Now, you could say it's worth paying off some debt. By all means, that's a personal choice. If you know what you're getting yourself into, good term, good time, good contract, whatever else, by all means, your choice. Some would say, don't bother paying off the debt. Some would say, increase the debt. It depends. You're an adult. Make up your own mind. But that's something to think about. I'll leave it at that with regards to debt. And then what do you spend it on? What do you do after the 6 months? Again, you're an adult. You can decide. Leave it in the bank in case of a rainy day. Nothing wrong with that. Invest it in your business. Do something with it. Invest it in advertising. Build the business. Expand the business. Do something. Because think of that cash as a seed investment, like a Series A investment, a Series A round of investment, cash to use to make even more money, or use that money to create an income stream or a business. Use that money to do something amazing with it. That's important. That's worth thinking about, because we are thinking long term. Because again, these lumps of cash are nice to have, but they're too infrequent, too unpredictable, too unforecastable. We need to have that predictability, that cash flow, that income from the business, whatever else. So here's this cash. So you can either think defensively, rainy day, or offensively and use it to build something. Now, of course, personal circumstances, life, standards, priorities, values, by all means. It's just how you're going to handle it. Maybe it's worth paying off all the debt. It depends how overbearing it is, or it depends how much you value a stress-free life, not worrying about the debt or having to think about it. Because how can you put a price on a good night's sleep? Exactly. But then again, maybe you want to invest the money and build a business to make even more money. You're an adult. Come to your own decisions. Come to your own choices. That's very important. But the key principle is, it's a nice to have, a windfall of cash is a nice to have, but we need predictable, forecastable income. I can look at my clients on any week and I can roughly calculate, I have this many, this one. I can calculate how much money I would earn in dollars by end of the day, by 1 hour, by end of the day, by end of the week, by end of the month. of course, within a certain range, but that's predictable, that's forecastable. With these trades, we don't know when the next one might be, or even the next one might lose some money. That happens too. It goes both ways, because the markets are a zero-sum game. For you to win, somebody or people have to lose as well, equal or greater to that value. To earn £10,000, it's either 2 people lose 5,000 or 10,000 people lose £1 each. Zero-sum game. So it happens. So it's worth thinking about this. Think long-term. Forecast. Predictability. That's what we need. Windfalls are nice. They're nice to have. That's it. But do not be buying frivolous things with it. No, because that's a step backwards. Especially things that cost you money to maintain. As in, like, there's a monthly payment to it. You know, that. Be very, very cautious about that in general, because that's buying you liabilities, buying you expenses. We don't want that. We want to be buying and building cash flow, income in some way, in some fashion, in some form. Very important. And saving it, holding it, protecting it. That's another conversation as well. Complete different conversation. But those are some things, important things to consider. Because I've had a few windfalls here and there, and it gets you thinking. You know, what's going to happen? But when, you know, this is nice, but there's no consistency. It's too infrequent, too irregular. It could be a lot of money. It could be a lot of money, but it's immaterial, because when's it going to happen again? Don't know. You spend all the money, right? I need more money. Where's that going to come from? Exactly. So otherwise, you will see me tomorrow.